Massachusetts is one of the 13 original colonies. Being that old means that it contains vast amounts of historical sites, most of which have since been abandoned or demolished. However, there are some locations in the site that still stand to this day, whether because they have been repurposed, unwanted, or just simply forgotten.
Alright, so the first location is the Quincy Quarry.
The Quincy Quarry Reservation is located in Quincy, Massachusetts. Solomon Willard in 1825 chose this place to mine stone for the Bunker Hill Monument nearby in Charlestown. It was approved and digging started in 1826 and used the nearby Granite Railway to sell the stone, which brought Quincy revenue. It closed in 1963 and became a popular place of cliff divers, as originally this place was filled with water. However, many injuries and deaths occurred from the jumpers, thus eventually the water was drained out. Boston's Metropolitan District Commission bought out the land and filled the quarry with dirt, allowing it to become a recreational area. It is now a popular graffiti art and rock climbing place.
You can see Boston over there.
Guys, so we're at the Naval Air Station in South Weymouth. The Naval Air Station was established during World War II by Captain Charles E. Rosendahl to conduct submarine surveillance operation over the North Atlantic Ocean. The site stretched across 1,267 acres of land owned by Weymouth, Abington, Rockland, and Hingham. It was constructed in September of 1941 as part of the 10,000 plane program by Franklin D. Roosevelt, a program passed in June of 1940. It was the largest wartime construction project on the Massachusetts South Shore at a cost of $6 million. The Naval Air Station was used until its fundings were cut and eventually closed in 1997. Now, it is currently being used as a walking area for locals and for those who want to see the towers that have since been abandoned.
So next we're at the Plimpton Pond Mill and Dam in Walpole.
Accessing the dam can be quite difficult as the trail is not maintained very well, and accessing the mill requires walking across the dam. The mill was founded by Henry Plimpton in 1816 and was initially used as a blacksmith for manufacturing farming equipment. The mill and business were bought by Linden Spring and Axle Company in 1864 after the owner, Calvin Plimpton, or Henry's son, died from a machinery accident. The site is upkept by the Massachusetts Department of Conservation and Recreation, allowing it to be an occasional spot for locals to visit.
The next location is the Walter E. Fernald Developmental Center. The Developmental Center is one of the oldest publicly funded institutions for helping people with mental disabilities in the U.S. Their locations serve a large population of children with cognitive disabilities. However, according to the Boston Globe, around half of those in the institution were tested with average IQs. Living conditions were poor, as around 36 children were forced to sleep in a single dormitory, where there were also reports of physical and sexual abuse. In the 50s, it was also the site to a joint experiment conducted by Harvard University and MIT, where they exposed young men to radioactive isotopes through consumption of tracer amounts without formal consent from the patients or the parents. Currently, the site remained vacant as the Waltham Recreation Department held meetings which focused on honoring and respecting the history of the site for the treatment of the patients.
And the last location is the Pondville State Hospital in Norfolk.
The Pondville State Hospital is located in Norfolk, Massachusetts. The Pondville State Hospital was first opened in 1927 to treat cancer patients and do research on creating cures for cancer. It was the first location of the Norfolk State Hospital, which served the mentally insane from 1912 to 22. Afterward, it provided surgeries, training to employees, and patient care. It also featured housing for said employees on campus, to build more during the 60s. Eventually, it was sold to Norwood Hospital in 1981, and then the Caritas Christi healthcare system in the 90s. And even though there were plans to rehabilitate the buildings, it never came to be. Some buildings were demolished, and the area stands abandoned to this day.